Chris, and thank you, Tyrone, and good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here this evening. Tonight's theme is about robotics, digital technology, and the future of better care that comes from that endeavor. We are proud to be an incubator for innovation at Humber, as we have been since 2010. As North America's first fully digital hospital, our innovative approach to healthcare has allowed us to become a national and provincial leader that other healthcare institutions look to for successful models to follow. We continue to be visited by organizations around the world. Just this month, 7 organizations from different countries, Saudi, Brazil, Washington, Norway, Alberta, and Quebec, will visit with Humber River Hospital. They come to us to understand our digital footprint, our command center technology, and how we bring it all together to create a safer and better patient care experience. And our record speaks for itself. For the past 3 years, Humber River has enjoyed the lowest patient harm rate related to untoward events or unrecognized deterioration, lower by 50% as compared to any other Ontario or Canadian hospital. Thank you. Our leadership work in patient care could not be where it is without the engagement of our staff, our physicians, and our volunteers, living our values of compassion, professionalism, and respect every day. Our team is representative of the cultures in our community. We understand and respect the needs of our community, our patients, and each other. We were very honored to be included this year in Forbes and Statistic Canada's award list of the 100 best employers for diversity. Of the 12 hospitals mentioned, we were ranked as number 2. Thank you. This evening, our focus includes innovative technology, and in particular, our Department of Surgery, that for a decade has been at the forefront of innovations that enable us to treat more patients in less time with better outcomes using robotic surgical innovations. The Da Vinci surgical robot is the centerpiece of the Murphy and Helen Hall Robotics Center that Humber River Hospital opened 10 years ago. It's surprising to me how quickly time flies, and I am sure it is to Dr. Ted Patak, who, given his care and close friendship with the Hall family, was recognized with this gift. Dr. Patak, Dr. Kong, and Dr. Barkin came together, recognizing that the best use of this gift was to spark the spirit of innovation, commencing a journey of robotic surgery. Our team of urologists collaborated, applying this technology to advance patient care, increase the accuracy with which you can complete incredibly meticulous and thorough medical procedures for better patient outcomes. You will hear much more about this in a few minutes from our own Dr. Jack Barkin. But 10 years later, robotic technology has evolved, and it is now time to replace that original Da Vinci robot to a much newer, to the newest model available. Along with technology, robotic surgical techniques have also evolved in surgical specialties like general surgery and gynecology surgery. With the new model of Da Vinci robot, we can offer the even better care, more exacting surgery to those patients. Robotic surgery innovation continues at Humber, and our orthopedic surgeons use robotic technology through 2 systems, the ROSA and the IntelliJoint, to complete hundreds of total hip and knee surgeries each year, more accurate, less pain, and a much faster recovery. It is because of the generous donations and the contributions of donors like you, as well as our unwavering commitment to innovation, that we see huge growth at Humber in the numbers of patients that seek care and the numbers of colleague organizations that seek our advice. That is why we are asking you to help us this evening, to help us keep the innovation spark alive. On behalf of our board chair, Michael Iacobelli, our board of directors, the staff, physicians, and volunteers at Humber River Hospital, thank you for helping us pioneer the way in revolutionizing the standard of care. We're excited to continue lighting new ways in healthcare and look forward to doing that with your support. Now, if you would please turn your attention for a moment to our robotic surgery video. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, and good evening. Thank you all for joining us for our very first in-person River Ball in over 2 years. I think we all know why we're here tonight, but tonight we are here to raise money to support the expansion of robotic surgery at Humber River Hospital. Donor funding makes our innovation possible, which is why you are all so important to the future of our hospital and healthcare in our community. The foundation has recently launched a $10 million fundraising campaign to acquire the new Da Vinci surgical robot, a second ROSA robot, and an IntelliJoint hip. These innovations are so crucial for the life-saving work our physicians do every single day. It helps them operate on the most complicated patients sometimes in extreme pain, in minimally invasive ways. So ultimately, our patients go home sooner and back to their lives faster. Let's turn our attention to the screens to learn more about the Da Vinci surgical robot. Together, we can make this all happen. You'll hear more about the Da Vinci robot from Dr. Barkin when he accepts his award later this evening. We have amazing representation here tonight with over 100 Humber physicians and staff who are here to honor our very own Dr. Barkin and to help us raise money for our robotics campaign. Thank you. I would also like to thank our sponsors this evening who are helping to make our robotic vision a reality. Our presenting sponsor, Malfer Mechanical. The Malfer team is with us this evening. Let's give them a huge round of applause. Our intergalactic sponsors, Apotex, Mortgage Company of Canada, RN Design, Scotiabank, Centrex Communications, and Upper Crust. Thank you so much. This group of sponsors is very special. Many of them have been with us for many years. The impact extends well into the community. Let's give them one more round of applause. Thank you. Thank you also to our friends of Humber who have helped us make tonight a reality. A huge thank you to Enza Fierro of Have a Seat, our decor partner, who has made this room look absolutely stunning. And of course, a very special thank you to Mary Mowdy, our volunteer extraordinaire, for all of her support on the sponsorship and sales front. I think most of you know Mary and her dynamo sales spirit. If not, you'll know by later on tonight. Mary, please come on stage for a token of our appreciation.
Thank you so much to Humber, but the thanks really goes to all the friends here and our sponsors for making this happen. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here and I wouldn't be receiving these flowers. And a congratulations to Dr. Jack Barkin for all the years that he's helped Humber. We love you, Jack. Keep on doing the great work. Have a good evening. Thank you. Oh, yeah.
And of course, a very special thank you to my neighbor and dear friend, Tyrone Edwards, for donating his time to be with us tonight. Thank you, Tyrone.
The old Humber River Hospital on Church Street. My brother was born in 1962. I was 64. My brother Rob was born there at 69, so we have a lot of history, and I just want to start off with thanking each and every one of you. And it's an absolute pleasure to help support an incredible work being done over at Humber River Hospital. And I remember going there when it was first being built with my good friend Ruben Devlin, which many of you know, and going through it and showing me all the technology, first digital hospital in North America, and we were so excited. But the hospital doesn't exist without the hardworking frontline folks, the docs, the nurses, the people that take care of the ill that are there. So I want to thank each and every one of you. I also want to congratulate the team that put this on and give particular thanks to a long family friend, Barb, thank you, and Nick and Sandra and Michael, and I can never forget, and everyone knows this guy, Joe Gorman, for the work that you do here in this community. As we know, Humber River Hospital has been a pioneer in the field of robotic surgery for over a decade. The work they do is world class and will always be there to support you. And they continue to lead the way forward. Some of the best and brightest minds anywhere work at Humber. And as Ontarians, we're so thankful for that. All the proceeds from tonight's festivities will go towards supporting further advances in robotic surgery. And each of you here is playing a critical part in a very important work moving forward, because this really is the future of surgery being developed here at Humber. Robotic surgery is less invasive and allows patients to recover more quickly and get home a lot faster. And with the new surgical robots, Humber River plans to quadruple the number of robotic surgeries their doctors perform each and every single year. And it's hard to overstate just how impactful it will be on the healthcare system. And we couldn't be prouder of the innovation and the groundbreaking work that's happening right here in Ontario. Before I go, let me also congratulate tonight's Doctor of Philanthropy Award winner, Dr. Jack Barkin. Congratulations, Doctor. Dr. Barkin has had a long and accomplished medical career and has been the pillar of Humber River Hospital community. Congratulations, Doctor. The legacy you are leaving will continue to inspire future generations of leaders. And we're so grateful for all of your contributions. Thank you to everyone here tonight for your generosity. Enjoy the evening, and God bless you. Thank you.
I'm honored to be here to present our Doctor of Philanthropy. Now in its third year, this award is a foundation initiative to recognize a special and outstanding physician who has made a difference in patient care at Humber River Hospital through compassion and philanthropic endeavors. From what I see tonight, it's safe to say that many of you have had the pleasure of reading or, in fact, meeting Dr. Jack Barkin over his incredible 40-year career at Humber. Our patients have been touched by his kindness, talent, and focus on pioneering innovation surgery techniques. His impact reaches far beyond the operating table, and this award is our opportunity as a Humber community to recognize his philanthropic efforts and commitment to ensuring our community has exceptional health care. Let's turn our attention to the screen.
Thank you. That's the beginning. So the neurology professor was making rounds with the young doctors at the Baycrest Hospital. And he wanted to demonstrate an example of early dementia. And he brought them in to see Mrs. Schwartz. So the first question was, tell me, Mrs. Schwartz, do you know what day it is? And she said, well, it must be Saturday. He said, no, actually, it's only Tuesday. I said, well, if it's not the Shabbos, it doesn't really make any importance anyways. So then tell me, Mrs. Schwartz, you had an operation on your leg. Do you remember which leg it was? She looks down, looks back, says, well, doctor, I guess if it wasn't one, it's going to be the other. Then the final question says, tell me, Mrs. Schwartz, do you know where you are? She looks up and she looks down, she looks around and says, tell me, doctor, do you know where you are? I said, yes. Well, I'm in the same place. Mr. Premier, Barb, Sandra, colleagues, staff, friends of Humber River, my friends and family. We are finally here together in the same place, face to face. It's truly amazing. The last 2.5 years have been horrific with this global tragedy over which we now have some degree of protection and control. As well, some of us over the last number of years have also suffered tremendous personal or family tragedies over which we have no control. We miss these people terribly, especially at times of celebration. We can only hope that their memories give us the strength to carry on and continue to do what we think would make them proud. I was asked by at one of my interviews, as you saw here, what's important to me. And indeed, my first response was family and friends. Exactly 40 years ago this month, I obtained my fellowship in urology and was hired to work at the old Northwestern General Hospital. That signaled the beginning of my new hospital family. Over the years, I've held all kinds of positions at the various hospital sites, including Chief of Urology, Chief of Surgery, portering, housekeeping, acting Chief of Staff, and Chief of Medicine. That's a very long story, a urologist being Chief of Medicine. President of the Medical Staff, member of the Foundation and hospital boards. And through that time, and all of my activities, my hospital family grew with new colleagues, partners, nurses, coworkers, and we all became friends. There have been thousands of patients, many of which have become friends as well. A number are here tonight, and I'm happy to say that most of them I even recognize with their pants on. The fact that so many of you are here tonight is truly overwhelming. I have to thank Sandra and the Foundation Board and Barb Collins and senior team for bestowing this great honor on me tonight. And obviously, I need to thank this Foundation staff for all the work that they've done, Daniela, Lori, Laura, David, Helga, and many others that I may have missed, for all their hard work and dedication to bring this evening to fruition. And then there's my true family and friends. My dear wife, Elaine, we have been married for over 48 years. You should be getting the award tonight for putting up with me. You have been my rock, my most ardent supporter, and as most of you know, my most honest critic. Elaine, Samantha, and Joel, I am grateful to the three of you and our darling Jenny for your patience, love, support, understanding for all of these years. My family and friends, you've had accepted my absences, my mishigas, that's Italian for craziness, as you shared me with the hospital and accepted all of my bizarre endeavors, meetings, speaking, travels, and my ability to make a short story very, very long. Over all these years, thank you. I look around this room and I see brothers, brothers-in-law, sisters-in-law, daughters-in-law, nieces, nephews, cousins, family friends, and friends who have become family. And I am honored by your presence. A few shout-outs, only because I hope that this will increase their pledge. Happy birthday Saturday to my sister-in-law, Pam. Being a lady somewhere between 39 and 90, I won't say exactly where. Happy birthday to my older first cousin, Alan, who will be celebrating a very special 70th birthday on Sunday. And finally, to my dear friend of 50 years, Stephen. Mazel tov on your upcoming wedding in a few weeks to that magnificent and obviously very tolerant lady, Linda. We are very happy for you. If I've forgotten anyone, I apologize, but for $1,000, I'll even mention your dog's birthday. It doesn't really matter. Okay, that's the end of my bar mitzvah speech. So Max and Sam, they've been friends for 100 years. And one day Max said to Sam, you know what, we've been partners, we've been buddies, and we're getting older. And one day, one of us is going to up and die. But what we have shared over the last number of years is this passion for baseball. So what we have to do is now make a pact that says whoever dies first will come back and tell the other if indeed there is baseball up in heaven. Max, that's a great idea. Sure enough, unfortunately, a few weeks later, Sam died. Max goes to the office 1 day, 2 days, 1 week goes by, 2 weeks go by. Excuse me, finally, he hears a voice. He said, Max, it's me, Sam. Sam, it's good to hear from you. How you doing? I said, well, you know, I'm doing okay. He said, so tell me, what's going on? He said, well, Max, I've got good news and I have bad news. He says, really? What's the good news? The good news is we have baseball up here in heaven. We have all the old players, we have scrimmages, we watch the World Series. It's fantastic. He said, well, that's great. So tell me, what's the bad news? The bad news is you're pitching on Friday. 2 days ago, we started the month of Movember, Men's Health Month, where we increase the awareness and speak about male mental health issues, testicular cancer, and prostate cancer. The bad news. The new numbers suggest that 1 out of 8 men in North America will be diagnosed with prostate cancer. And depending on the year that we measure, prostate cancer is still the 2nd or 3rd most commonest killing cancer in men in North America. And I was asked what drives me in medicine, and I have 3 pillars of innovation, so to speak, and my motivation. Patient care. I try to listen to my patients and provide the recommendations that provide the longest length of life, but also balancing that against the best quality of life. Number 2 is education and teaching. I've had the privilege of publishing, lecturing, and teaching and training doctors of all levels all over the world, and it has been magnificent. And number 3 is technology. I love researching, developing, and applying the newest and improved medical technologies if they can provide a better patient experience with a good quality outcome. Now, the good news. Robotic surgery. The ultimate example of my 3 pillars of motivation and patient care. As we've heard, 2011, the Hull family made an extremely generous $10 million donation to the hospital in the honor of the late Murphy Hull. We were fortunate enough to use that money to start what to this day is still the first community hospital-based robotic program in all of Canada. We are now a fully affiliated hospital with 3 different universities. And in 2012, I performed the first robotically assisted laparoscopic radical prostatectomy at the Humber River Hospital. Presently, only 29 hospitals in all of Canada have robots. 14 hospitals in Ontario have robots. There are only approximately 100 robotically trained surgeons in all of Ontario, 12 of which are now at the Humber River Hospital. So what is robotic surgery? As I said previously, basically it's laparoscopic surgery on steroids. Both are minimally invasive. They use little holes. Through those holes we put ports instead of making big cuts. And then through the ports we put in cameras and instruments that we drive. The difference between laparoscopic and robotic surgery is that laparoscopic surgery involves the surgeon and the assistant standing at the bedside manipulating the arms. Manipulating the instruments with all the deficiencies that we have as humans. You can only turn your hand 110 degrees if you're lucky, sometimes less than that. And we're limited by that type of thing. Whereas in robotic surgery, each instrument is now attached to the robot. And we are sitting at a console 10 feet away, looking through the console in a magnified three-dimensional screen. And we, with the 2 fingers of each hand and our 2 feet, manipulate the 4 arms of the robot so it can provide very precise precision surgery. And the benefit of the robot is if I turn my fingers like this, it can turn the instrument 360 degrees. Each instrument has a wrist, so it can turn back on itself. So you can sew against yourself, which one cannot do laparoscopically because the instruments are straight on. Overall, the importance, as we've heard so many times tonight, shorter length of stay, less pain, faster recovery, less chance of bleeding, faster return to work, faster return to your families, returning to shopping, supporting the economy, and even paying taxes. Most robotic cases that we do in urology for both prostate or kidney cancer, those patients go home the next day, whereas previously they were in a hospital for anywhere between 3 and 10 days for that same type of surgery. So we can do more patients in a shorter period of time. And over the last few years, as you've heard, we've expanded the program to both gynecology as well as general surgery. So that's a benefit to more and more patients. Okay, so why the new robot? Why the XI? Well, our SI unit, as it's called, is coming to the end of life. The new unit can do more. It's better. It uses smaller ports, smaller opens, with even smaller incisions. 8 millimeters is the size of the cut that we put the port in. That's how small. And this one is so adaptive that you can put any instrument in any port. Bob Henderson, who you just saw, he had a very difficult type of surgery where he had to take out both his kidney, this is public knowledge, so it's okay, his kidney and his ureter, the tube that connects the kidney to the bladder. So with the old robot, I would have to do the top part of his kidney, then turn it around to do the bottom part, where the tube that connects the kidney to the bladder connects. Whereas with the new robot, because it's so adaptive, I don't have to undock the robot, I don't have to turn it around. We change one instrument, take it from one port to the other port, and the robot turns and we go and proceed. The table is designed such that you can actually tilt the table and the robot at the same time. You don't have to disconnect anything. And because of the precision work that we're doing with the robot, even in general surgery, we can now do some very complex cancer surgeries that we could not do with the old robot, and certainly they can't even do laparoscopically to the same degree. So that's the benefit of the new robot. Based on the innovative work that we've been doing at the Humber over the last few years, just this past February, the University of Toronto approved for the first time a certified fellowship in enhanced community urology at the Humber River Hospital. Enhanced, thank you. So what is a fellow? A fellow is a doctor who has completed his or her training, and they are certified. They could hang up their shingle, so to speak, tomorrow and operate on you. But they're interested in doing some extra extensive and practical work before they go out and start doing their work on their own. So we now have that approval to take one individual on an annual basis, mainly because of our robotic work and our minimally invasive work in all disciplines at the Humber River Hospital. And because of that, again, this new robotic model reflects so much of what I've been trying to do, my second and third pillar. We'll be purchasing, as we said here, a second teaching console. So that learner can be on the robot, working on it, but if he gets into trouble, we no longer have to get up and him leave and the surgeon come back to the console. Just with a push of a button, all the instruments are transferred to the other console for the surgeon to take over, then transfers back. It's like driver's training, as we've said. The other very important part of this teaching situation is an integrated simulator. You've all heard of flight simulators where the airline pilots, so they learn different situations before they're flying the plane that you're sitting on. Well, we have the same thing here now with the new robot. Not only is it simulating the activity of the robot, but embedded in the simulator are the actual surgical cases, step by step. So the learner, again, can learn what's going on and practice each stage before we allow him or her to attend to a real patient, a live patient. And that's of benefit to you, the patient, and obviously of benefit to the learner as well. So all of these things, the teaching, the learning, that is what makes this whole process so remarkable. Tonight, I am publicly announcing that as of December of 2023, 13 months from now, I will be retiring from surgical practice at the Humber Hospital. I'll be 71 years of age. You're supposed to say, what? You don't look that old. Come on. Wait. Do I have to prompt you on everything? Anyways. So later we will be doing this Fund a Need program. And I'm here tonight with the hope that with your financial support, obviously you, the donors, and all of our magnificent sponsors, that I would like to personally thank as well, that this will be my legacy at the hospital and used to train future generations of robotic surgeons at Humber River Hospital. I am truly humbled by all of your presence here tonight. It's extraordinary. And thank you again to the hospital for this great honor. Thank you.